Hello and welcome into another edition of State of the Sun Devils alongside Jesse Morrison and Damon Allred. I'm Jeremy Schnell. A 42-21 ASU victory over Oklahoma State. That's all that happened, right, guys? Nothing interesting happened in the middle of the game. No weather delays. Just a nice, easy W for ASU football. One of the best wins in the Kenny Dillingham era, I would say, over a very well-coached Oklahoma State team. Mike Gundy is a very respected coach around the Big 12. Nothing interesting happened in the middle of this game, right?
Except for an Avengers-long weather delay. Did you notice this on the Fox broadcast? They put up things you can do in 2 hours and 39 minutes.
They said you could fly from Phoenix to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
In the same amount of time as their 2 hour and 49-minute weather delay. It was a long time. We sat around for a while. We did our preview show today at 9:30 a.m. Right now it's 6:50 p.m. And now we're finally doing our postgame podcast
stuff there, Jesse.
But Jeremy, you're burying the lead.
What? They're bowl eligible.
Yeah.
Clap.
There you go.
Going bowling. I would do a bowling, but if you want to watch this episode, it's on the Arizona Sports YouTube channel, and you can see me doing my bowling pose right now.
There will be some visual elements to this episode.
Yeah.
100%.
Damon's going to do a dance. I'm just kidding.
No, Jesse's going to throw around a pigskin.
I am. That is true. That is true. There will be a pigskin
There was
later
some rain involved. Damon has a hoodie on to represent the rain that was involved in this match.
This match.
Yeah, matchup.
That's later. That's when we talk about volleyball.
Yeah, you're right. Skattebo was incredible today.
All-time performance.
Barely played in the fourth quarter.
He was hanging out with just his cut-off undershirt on. That was it.
No pads, nothing.
No pads, I don't think it was injury-related. I think he was just chilling.
A 100-100 game.
First one in like almost a decade
since
for ASU.
Demario Richard in 2015.
Demario Richard, very good ASU running back.
RBU.
Baby beast mode.
Yeah, baby beast mode. He would break so many tackles. It was so fun to watch. I loved that guy.
You know who else breaks tackles? Is Cam Skattebo.
Yeah.
ASU did exactly what they should have in this game.
Jesse wanted them to run the ball even more.
Yeah, even a little bit. Yeah, but they took it to an absolutely atrocious, which I've said a lot today. The word atrocious when it comes to Oklahoma State's run defense. ASU took it to them. We got to see Kyson Brown involved a little bit too. He scored a couple touchdowns in this one. Again, Cam Skattebo was unreal. At this point, I think he's putting together a case for New York. I think he could be at the Heisman ceremony. He's been that good this year as both a threat out of the backfield receiving and running the ball. He's over 1,000 yards now with 4 games left to play. And then, his receiving numbers speak for themselves as well. Obviously Ashton Jeanty is really good. Obviously you've got Travis Hunter, you've got Cam Ward, the candidates.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel.
The number one team in the country.
Yeah,
probably will get the best player from the number one team in the country.
100%. But I think if you're going to maybe do it, one of the you won't see more than 5 at a Heisman ceremony. But if you're going to do 5, I think that Cam Skattebo has a really good case. And it's a good story if they're going for the storyline thing. Kid started again at an FCS program, Sacramento State. Last year was solid in the FBS, but he's really broken out this year and shown how good of a player he is. And just, he's leading a team to a really surprising start to a lot of people. And so I think he could belong in New York for the Heisman ceremony.
Yeah, he's been incredible. I think that he's on pace for a career-high rushing yard season, even with his best season that he had at Sac State. I think he's about 300 yards from eclipsing his career high for a season total. So it's just really incredible that he's putting his imprint on this ASU program, and I think he's really going to be a running back that every ASU fan remembers for a long time.
Let's get to Sam Leavitt's performance. 304 passing yards, 3 touchdowns in his first game back after missing the Cincinnati game. This was his best performance of his young career so far. You can't even say anything different. Career high in passing yards with 304, like I said. He was incredible. He showed what all ASU fans were missing last game against Cincinnati, and that was being able to be really a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah, dual threat. He showed off that ability today. I mean, it didn't really reflect in the stats, but if you watch the game, he made some plays with his legs. He was super accurate today. One of the more accurate games he's had. He was throwing the ball down the field really well. He was hitting intermediate throws, a career high in passing yards. I believe it was 3 or 4 touchdowns through the air. I mean, a lot of his passing success did have to do with the yards after catch that Cam Skattebo did. But again, no turnovers by Sam. It was just an excellent performance by the redshirt freshman, and no rust either. Like, you'd think that there was a bye week last week. He missed the previous week with an injury, and yeah, he didn't miss a beat today. He was really, really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the dual threat and what doesn't show up on the stats. Like that ridiculous run he had on the second scoring drive for ASU, where he's just bouncing off people and fighting for extra yardage, and then it ends up setting up that 50-yard catch and run by Skattebo. I mean, he's just been incredible as far as what you'd expect from a redshirt freshman, totally blowing away that expectation. And I think it looked like he didn't skip a beat at all, and that the offense just picked up right where it left off.
Yeah, and I think that he is I think he could be doing worse, and I would still be okay with what he's doing. Like, he's a redshirt freshman, and I think like some of the play that we saw from him early in the season, like I was like, okay, he's making some mistakes as a young quarterback will, but like you got to stick with him. He doesn't seem like a guy that, you would go to another quarterback from. And I was fine with that level of play. And now he's really elevated that level of play and is at, a point where it's like, oh, this guy's more than just like a solid freshman quarterback. He's growing into a really good overall college quarterback.
Yeah. And Damon, you said to me earlier, you thought that he has potential to maybe possibly play in the pros someday, just from what you've been seeing from him this early in his career.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the way he carries himself. We saw at many points today how he was leading the offense and just like getting them on the same page. And like after a flag, he'd be up in guys' faces about like, we have to be better than this. And just that leadership, even from someone like a 20-year-old, that's really impressive to see. And especially when you consider, again, like he's going to be the one as the face of this program after this season. Like obviously this year Cam is the face of the program, but Sam is going to be the Cam to Sam little transition. It's going to be really cool to see him just blossom under Kenny Dillingham. Hopefully he sticks around, obviously, but I mean there's so much potential here.
Now let's get into Parker Lewis a little bit. He was the kicker for today. I mean, he made all of his extra points, so that's good. That's a good start. He had the leg on the field goal that just barely missed off to the right. Your thoughts on the kicking game? I know there wasn't much to go off of, really.
It probably, that kick that you mentioned, the 48-yarder that was wide right, it probably, if it was online, would have been good from about 60. So I think from that standpoint, you're maybe working with something here with Parker. People have obviously been clamoring to see Parker, a former Saguaro kicker who starred there and was really good there. But, I mean, 6 of 6 on extra points. I mean, even great kickers like Tyler Loop miss extra points sometimes. We saw that today in the Arizona game. But for Parker Lewis to come in and show at least that he has the leg for some of these kicks, I think was a sign that you can kind of lean into a little bit and maybe see how he looks going forward.
Yeah, I thought that it was great that he had the leg there, but again, ASU needs kickers to make field goals, and it was still disappointing to see that be a miss. So I think you go with Parker Lewis here. He definitely looks like the strongest kicker of the group that I've seen this year. But still, I mean, I don't know if that's saying a lot because, again, he still missed the field goal. So they got to make kicks. So far, it really hasn't bitten them except for in that Cincinnati game, but there are a lot of other factors to that loss. So, yeah, I mean, I think they got to find ways to make field goals. It's the biggest issue with the team right now.
We're going to get more into what this means for the program in terms of bowl eligibility in a little bit, but I want to talk about Shimon Mateer, Kyson Brown, and Jordan Tyson. 3 pretty key performers in this game that helped ASU get over the top and get the win here. Shimon Mateer, 53 yards, 5 catches. It's great from the tight end position. Kyson Brown, 63 yards, 2 touchdowns. Some of that yardage came in garbage time, but the 2 touchdowns were hard fought in the trenches touchdowns. From a guy that you like to see have a lot of speed on the outside, being able to have that power to work in between the tackles on those 2 goal line touchdowns, that's good to see as well from Kyson.
Yeah, 100%. You talk about the speed that he has, and it'd be great to get him out in some open space and see what he can do with that. But, I mean, for him we talked about it before the season, he had put on so much weight and strength and was just looking like a different player. And so to see that start to play out and come into play on game day, I think that's really cool to see.
Yeah, I was for a little bit there. They were going, really hardcore with Cam, and you saw like 1 carry for DeCarlos Brooks, 1 carry for Kyson. I was like, okay, are they really gonna finally do this 2-headed monster or 3-headed monster thing? And then they started giving carries to the other guys in the second half, and they've got to do it. I mean, you can't rely 100% on Cam Skattebo or he's going to run out of gas. Like, I mean, everybody runs out of gas eventually. So it's good to see Kyson kind of have a little bit of a breakout game in this one and, show that he can be that option.
Yeah, and Jesse, you were pretty impressed with Shimon Mateer's performance today as well.
I was. This year coming in, I was hesitant about the tight ends to put it nicely, just because I thought they were really going to miss Jalen Conyers. I mean, Jalen Conyers was a very good tight end for this team for the past couple of years.
Big win for Texas Tech and Jalen Conyers today, by the way.
Yeah, big win for them. Shout out to Jalen Conyers, good dude. But yeah, I thought they were going to miss him, and it doesn't really seem like they have. I mean, Shimon Mateer has been very solid this entire season, and then today, especially in the first half, just definitely his best game. He was all over the place, making catches, getting first downs. He was really solid today.
And it's really cool to see how the tight ends are often like viewed as the security blanket for quarterbacks. I think that his chemistry with Levitt is really starting to blossom a little bit, and that's just a great thing for ASU, just to have this optionality of like, yes, you have Jordan Tyson, yes, you have Cam Skattebo, but you also have Shimon Mateer, where when things are breaking down, Levitt's got a safety valve to go to. I
would say there's kind of a big 3 of options on this team, and that's kind of been established here. Not focusing on Sam Levitt, just the rest of the guys on the offense, and that would be Cam, obviously number 1, obviously Jordan 2, and I think Shimon comes in at 3 as kind of the 3rd reliable guy on this offense that we've seen. It's kind of nice to have that established role of those weapons on the team.
Yeah, Jordan Tyson, 81 yards, 1 touchdown, 8 catches. Could have had 9.
Still making drops. Like, he's got to be a little bit more sure-handed, but he, again, still proving that he's the number 1 guy after we doubted that earlier in the season. He scored another touchdown, 8 catches. Probably the best ASU option at wide receiver since Ricky Pearsall.
Oh, I mean, like last year they had. They had Badger last year.
Yeah,
better than Badger.
More consistent for sure. There would be games that Elijah Badger you wouldn't really see him, and then there would be games where he was really good.
That's fair. I also wanted to point out just that. I actually don't remember what I wanted to point out.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We'll get shout out Jake Smith. He got on the stat sheet today.
Yeah, big play from Jake Smith. Play of his ASU career, 30-yard catch.
Yeah, working back to the ball.
I actually remember what it is now.
That's okay.
So the quick pass game was something that Kenny had emphasized this week. And so to see Jordan Tyson on the slant catch a touchdown, to see Cam Skattebo take 2 short passes for touchdowns, I think it was really cool to see Kenny emphasize something throughout the week, and then we see it on game day. I think we've seen that quite a few times this season.
We just saw the pursuit on the film that we watched of Oklahoma State be kind of suspect at times. And being able to get the ball into your playmakers' hands, make sure that they can, get out into the open field and make some guys miss, that was a key to today's game, and they did it on a couple occasions, especially the Tyson touchdown and especially the Skattebo receiving touchdown as well.
We'll get more into UCF on our preview show next Saturday, but
Big win for them today.
Yeah, they blew out Arizona. They're a tough team. Something that I think should be taken away from this game by ASU is that Oklahoma State, they do kind of look dead in the water right now. It's just they just don't look like they have very much juice. They're very passionate about things at the moment. Like there's just a lot of just kind of lackadaisical football from them today, I thought. So ASU just can't get too high off of this one. Enjoy the win, get back to work, because UCF ain't messing around.
But you could say that about UCF as well before this week. They made
a coaching change, though, with one of their coordinators.
Yeah, I mean, they were on a big 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game losing streak up until today.
Yeah, but they're not. They have a really good running back that's had success this year, unlike Ollie Gordon.
Where was Ollie Gordon today?
I mean, again, it's the same
today,
thing.
I mean, today's got to be his worst performance of his college career since his freshman year.
I mean,
at 2.3 yards per carry, 25 yards, 11 attempts.
Again, what is he supposed to do? You load up. ASU was playing with 5 linebackers. Chris Cartman pointed out today at one point. So it's just like, I mean, Alan Bowman isn't very good. He had some success in the first half. Dude isn't very good. He's a 7th-year senior for a reason. He's a 7th-year senior who kind of can't hang on to his job. And so
there are 5 quarterbacks in the NFL that were in their senior year of high school when Alan Bowman was a freshman.
Yeah. Alan Bowman, he had some success. That's when Oklahoma State had some success. It's like he had a few nice moments, especially in the first half. But Ollie Gordon doesn't really have an opportunity to have much success in that offense because of the fact that Bowman just isn't very good.
And real quick, as we're getting into the bowl eligibility and what it means for the program and all that, and the other teams in the Big 12, you mentioned the Texas Tech win over Iowa State. To see Iowa State finally take a loss is so huge for ASU's Big 12 title hopes if they want to keep those alive. And to see Kansas State also go down today, I mean, it just felt like the Big 12 upsets were just coming and coming. And so to be able to capitalize on a day like that and win by 42-21 on the road where ASU has struggled this season, I think that is really good to put them in this position to where suddenly you're almost controlling your own destiny again.
Jesse, ASU bowl eligible for the first time since 2021. First time under Kenny Dillingham in his second season as the head coach. Just sky's the limit for this program moving forward, I would say. I mean, to go from a 3-win season last year to now bowl eligible, and you still got a lot of games left in this season. There's a lot to be excited about with this football program.
This is the best ASU season since 2019 already, because 2020, obviously, they were supposed to be really good. COVID messed that up. Other things probably messed it up too. 2021, they were again supposed to be really good. They made a bowl game, lost the bowl game. wasn't the bowl game that everybody wanted that season. If you talk to the players before that season, it was, oh, we want to be in the Rose Bowl this year. That was not what they did. They went to the Vegas Bowl and lost to Wisconsin. So
with offensive linemen playing defensive line.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was apparently some COVID on the team, I think, back then. I don't remember.
A lot of opt-outs.
Yeah, a lot of opt-outs too. It was just that
Rashad White was sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, that game, that team, that was disappointing that they were in that bowl game. This team, a lot of people didn't think would win more than 4 games. And now
the over-under was 4.5.
Yeah, they're now
already 6 wins.
They were picked last in the conference. And now they're at 6 wins. So this, again, is a surprising season. It's
for some.
Yeah, for some, except for Homer Damon. But anyway, it was a surprising season. They weren't supposed to do this, and it's huge. It's kind of like 2019 when they beat Oregon. They weren't supposed to do that, and they went and they won the bowl game at the Sun Bowl against Florida State. This is similar to that, but I think the trajectory even looks better than that now.
So we should probably do game balls at this point.
Yes. Jesse, you want me to give you the football?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Whoa, is he getting
props.
the nuclear codes?
There's props involved in this episode. Again, if you want to watch this episode on our YouTube channel at Arizona Sports on YouTube is where you can find us. Jesse, here's the football. Give some ASMR for that.
Wow, who'd have thunk?
I think that my game ball, because I'm going to go a little bit off the the obvious choices here. I'm going to give it to Shimon Mateer because he played really well, especially in that first half. Love to see the tight ends get involved. Who doesn't love tight ends? It was National Tight End Day last week, so it's a great time to give a game ball to Shimon Mateer.
So is this the game balls without giving it to Cam Skattebo?
No, we can give it to Cam Skattebo if you want.
Okay.
But I just decided.
Do you want to give it to Cam Skattebo?
Yeah, please give me the
All right,
football.
yeah.
A little ASMR here. Okay. Okay. There we
go.
Yeah, you heard the football. Cam Skattebo is my game ball recipient. 200 over 200 all-purpose yards, a 100 game, 3 touchdowns. Great game. Scat to New York. Let's make it happen. ASMR.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
There's some ASMR for you.
Cool.
My game ball is going to go to Javen Robinson.
I knew it.
Yeah, who made his return after injuring that shoulder versus Cincinnati. I don't know that when the injury happened if I was expecting him to be back this season at all. But, we got good indications from Kenny Dillingham over the next week and then the week after that over the bye. And he looked really good. That he was stopping a lot of runs early in the game, especially. Made some nice plays in the passing game as well. And so it was just really good to have that top corner in the lineup again.
As you can probably tell from our fumbling around of the football, we do not play football.
No. Junior high was the last time for me.
Good job. Nice.
Kind of same, but I never actually suited up for the team. It's a long story.
Yeah.
I was like QB2 though.
Do we have time? Do you
No.
want to tell us? Okay, never mind.
No, nobody needs
get into
to hear
basketball.
about that.
Ooh, you really want to get into that
I
basketball
would
game?
love to get into basketball.
First of all, men's basketball opener is on Election Day against Idaho State. Damon will be there. Women's opener is on Monday against Jacksonville State. That's the one from Mississippi, right, Jesse?
Believe so,
Jacksonville's
yes.
not a state.
Yeah, Jacksonville's not a state, and it's also not the Jacksonville in Florida. This is the one that former Arizona head coach Rich Rodriguez is coaching their football team.
Yeah,
So-
I'm just trying not to get to this Duke game. Like I'm doing my best to talk around every single thing, so we don't have to talk about this. Game.
Here's my thing. I know people will probably be watching election coverage on Tuesday. It's still going to be on when the ASU game is over, so you can go to the game and then come back, and your election coverage will still be going. So it's fine to go to the game.
This is the most talented ASU team in a very long time, and don't let the Duke game deter you from going out and supporting this team because they have a lot of really good young up and coming players on this team. Damon, your thoughts on this really crappy Duke game?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to think of any other words to describe it than disaster, truthfully. I know it's just an exhibition, and I know it's clear across the country where Bobby, Jesse was suggesting Bobby might...
Whoa. We do not need to bring that up.
Okay.
No.
Okay. But, I mean, it looked really bad, and it feels like a lot of the same issues that we've had with Bobby Hurley coached teams in the past, where it just didn't look like they knew what was going on offensively or
Chaos
defensively.
ball.
Yeah, chaos ball. He talks
was
about
okay.
Quinence was, and he will probably end up being the hub for ASU this season.
Streets are saying he's the only guy that played well in the game.
He led the team in points, rebounds, assists, and blocks.
That's good.
And
But-
he was the only Sun Devil to make more than 2 shots. He was 5 of 13.
All right, I have takes.
Go for it.
Duke is going to win the Natty.
No.
Cooper
I
Flag
don't know.
is going to go number 1.
I don't know.
Not
Yeah,
a hot
Cooper
take,
Flag's really
but
good.
yeah.
And shout out his brother for committing to Maine. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I know Duke's really good and everything, but I also think ASU is going to be really good if they, can figure some things out. But a 56-point loss, really, I know it's an exhibition game, but ASU can't do that this year. I don't want to see I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see 47 points in a game. I don't want to see that Washington State game from I think 2021 that was an absolute disaster. I just don't want to see it. I'm done with that. ASU's got way too much. I'm still talking. ASU's got
This is
way.
the angry Jess.
I'm angry. Jeff Munn always likes accuse me of being angry, and I know this is an exhibition game, but ASU's got to be better than that.
It's not just an exhibition game. It's a wonderful charity game where the money went to a very
that's great.
cause.
And
Coach
a great
Coach K-
homecoming.
Yeah, Coach K was there. It was great.
Awesome. Don't lose by 56.
Perfect.
I don't want to see them lose by 56. I don't care who they're playing. They're better than that. They have more talent than that. Do better.
Volleyball's won 10 matches in a row.
They're better than that.
Are they?
Well, better than that.
Oh, better than what we saw from the from the men's basketball.
Yeah.
Volleyball's really good. Make sure what day was it? Was it Wednesday that they played their next match? That's what
Next game.
next match.
The players say game sometimes, so I think it's okay to say game.
But it's at Mullet, and they're from what Rossini was saying, they're bringing in more seats for that match because there's so much demand for that one match.
They're an incredibly fun team to watch.
Yes,
They really are.
If you have not watched them,
they won 3-0 today.
so much energy from the team that it's just like, if Tori Lavello likes to say, a connected
team is a
dangerous
dangerous
team. And that 2023 D-backs team was really connected, but I don't know if I've ever seen a team more connected than this volleyball team. They just have fun.
Guys, Wednesday night, Kansas at Mullet, 90s night.
Oh,
Wear
let's
your
go.
best 90s garments.
Yeah, wear a fanny pack. I think that was 80s actually. I don't know.
And then Friday's the salute to service game. That one's at DFA. Anyway,
Not the salute to service match.
it says game on the website.
There you go.
Okay, volleyball people, help us out. Is it game or match? Is it
say
game or
match.
match?
I usually say match.
we've heard both from volleyball people.
Anyway, 22-2, 10-1 in the conference, 9-0 at home. That's another reason to go watch this team play.
I think they're gonna move up in the rankings.
They should. They're 13th right now.
Yeah, I think they might be top 10 this time
They
next
should be.
week.
Can you imagine if they were able to get that win over Nebraska earlier in the season where they'd
Could
be ranked?
It'd be top 5 right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Do you want to mention hockey too?
Yeah. I mean, they swept this week, so that's good.
They're back on track a little
What
bit.
was it? One of the directional schools?
Northern Michigan.
Yeah.
Directional program.
Yeah. So, yeah, hockey's back on track, I guess, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Not a great start to the season, but
No.
we'll cover this team because it's the highest form of hockey in the Valley at the moment. So
Correct.
we will be covering this team, of course. That's going to do it for this post-game edition of State of the Sun Devils. Thank you so much for listening and watching. You can find us on all forms of social media. At AZ Sports Devils is where you can find us. You can find all of Damon's articles from today. He did a fantastic job on ArizonaSports.com and the Arizona Sports app. Again, thank you so much for watching. For Jesse Morrison and Damon Allred, I'm Jeremy Schnell.
No, I was just finished, and then I'll say one thing closing.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
We'll talk to you soon.
ASU got to win by 30 against Idaho State. Like it would be inexcusable if they don't.